I don't know if you can hear this, but this is the rain on top of my car because it's a rainy day, as you can see in here. And during this rainy day, I'm actually talking about something that I wanted to talk about when I've seen this video. This video is a very famous video of this guy talking about his story after he got out of jail and the fact that society didn't really accept him at all. And that highlights a very big topic that's not as relevant as it should be, which is how stigmatized and how badly the homeless community and the people on the streets are treated. And I just want to listen to this video again. And I don't know, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about.
Yeah, it's so
Well, you
weird.
asked me if doing prison was the hard part, and I spent over 12 years in prison. In 18 years, I did 12 total. And it wasn't the hard part, wasn't going to prison, it was getting out and trying to be part of society again. Because at one time I was a contractor. I had 4 employees, 3-bedroom house, blah, 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 blah. And I had to lose it all to realize it was just stuff, but still. Then when you're done with your time, and I discharged my sentence in February 11th of 2011, I got my parole papers signed off. I became a citizen again. I can actually vote. I can actually go in and vote for the president. But I can't get a job here or here or here. I can't have any apartments because they won't accept felons. And I even went through an agency that took felons, and they'll give a pedophile an apartment before they will me because I had a drug charge. I wasn't even dealing drugs, I had possession. But anybody that has possession of drugs, they're worried about them selling drugs in their apartments, so they won't give them one. But this place would give a pedophile, somebody who raped a little baby or something, and give them an apartment, but they wouldn't let me have one because of my felony, because I had a drug.
This is actually one of the most unfortunate truths about the system we have, and I think that's what you call a system trap, especially when you're out of jail, because you will lose your opportunity to get a job, you will lose your income, you will lose your housing opportunity, and you're gonna have no option but to go beg on the streets. And most people that get out of jail end up doing bad crimes because it's basically the only option to live. However, I'm not really excusing any illegal activities, but I just want to highlight the point that the people look at these kind of community, these kind of people as guilty. They always blame their character for their results, not even thinking about how it led to this. Like, for example, when you see somebody on the streets, your first thoughts, you'll be like, oh, bum, a loser, he's lazy, he's a drug addict, he's a criminal. You give him this harsh judgments before even listening to his story and not even knowing the circumstances, because the fact is, most people are ended up on this way because of their circumstances, because of their upbringing, because of their exposure to drugs and heavy psychedelics at a young age, because of their unfortunate parents, because of their unfortunate financial stability. And mostly it's just a chain of reaction. You grow up, there's drugs in here, you start doing drugs, you think it's a normal human experience like everything else, not knowing that it's a very dangerous and irresponsible decision. And you do it at a young age. And most people don't even know what addiction is. They get hooked into these psychedelics at a young age. They lose their money. They go to jail. And as soon as they go to jail, they get a criminal record. They get socially stigmatized. And it's just a rabbit hole. And they just end up on this way while society is blaming their character. And it's literally kind of like a societal and structural trap. It's kind of like hell on earth, to be honest. And I'm saying this from a personal experience because I had a moment once when I spoke to this woman who was an escort. I asked her for a lighter and I suddenly ended up having a conversation with her. I got really interested in her story because she ended up selling her body to feed her kids because her husband done a fuck ton of coke and he ruined the family. Now she ended up on the street selling her body because she had 3 kids that she needed to provide for, or they'll end up homeless just like her. I don't know, nothing. I'm not saying like anything can excuse to just sell out your dignity like this. But some people are really do it out of desperation, not just because they want easy money or because they just want a shortcut to wealth. And I don't know, this is kind of a bias in humans because we all blame our problems for bad luck or bad circumstances while we always stigmatize others and blame them for their character. Like when you see somebody cut you on the road, you're just gonna say, what an idiot. He's a fucking fool. He just wanna I don't know, you're just gonna blame him, not even knowing what if he's an emergency? What if his wife is giving birth? What if he needs to actually speed up? Like, we excuse ourselves, but we always are so harsh and judgmental towards other people. And I know there's a minority of them that are causing problems, that are bothering people on the streets, but most of them are actually victims. Most of them, they got their life fucked and they couldn't get it back up. And they're surviving because they don't want to kill themselves. They still want to hold on to life. And I've seen this video and it kind of makes me remember all the moments. By the way, I work in Tim Hortons. It's a pretty interesting area, and there's a lot of these homeless people that I serve every day, give them their morning coffees, and most of them are so freaking nice. Most of them are harmless. Most of them are innocent, literally. And everybody tried at least some sort of psychedelics. Not everybody, but most people tried to take a puff of weed or drink alcohol or do these kind of psychedelics. So don't stigmatize people and call them guilty for trying that and suddenly getting hooked into it. Because there's a lot of crazy psychedelics out there. Like, you're talking about fentanyl, you're talking about meth, you're talking about things like you see like this on the streets. And yeah, this video actually made me remember a lot of these stuff. But let's keep on watching.
Feel me? And just the hard part was just becoming part of society again. It's like they didn't want me. They didn't want me to be part of their society anymore. So I just decided, fuck it. I'm gonna sleep in a tent. I'm gonna do what I love for a living, which is playing music. And if I just make a little bit of money, I'd rather do what I love with a passion and make a little money than go back to contracting and try to make a lot of money and be part of a society that doesn't even want me anymore. Fuck them, you know? Fuck society. That's what I feel.
Feel that. Why did
I meet a lot of good people, but I believe there's a lot of good people out there, but for the most part, most people, all they care about is themselves. You could be standing there on the corner bleeding and people just drive by and they wouldn't want no part of it. They wouldn't want no part of the drama. And there'd be 1 in 10 that might stop and help. You know?
That's actually very true. That's actually very true, and it's highlighting what's the society has become nowadays, like with this modern development of the world and how structural and bureaucratic we have become. Like, we literally rely on institutions for everything. We've lost our human-to-human connections, and we have layers and layers of just systems between us, between our connections. Instead of just looking at someone in the eye and speaking to him, you have to just communicate through text messages. You have to communicate online. You have to send a message via an Instagram story. And it feels like this system is developing way more than our ability to adapt, and we are just becoming trapped in that system we already built, especially now with COVID. And that's actually facts. I know this information is a bit cliche, like, yeah, we all know this, but we always rely on institutions and rely on charities to just point that out and actually solve it, ignoring our own role in that. And it's actually very true. I've also seen videos on YouTube of guys doing the same thing that I'm doing and talking about it, the fact that actually we're not as humans as we used to, which is so fucking sad, really. Like, you go to a bar, people already know each other, everybody's on his phone, everything is mundane, people meet up on the dating apps. I don't know. Is this how the world is becoming? It's pretty cold reality, to be honest. Yeah, I understand the world is very privileged. We have internet. We can Uber around the planet on planes and stuff. But still, we lack the moments when we actually can just sit down, no matter what status you are, we just talk human to a human. And I don't know. It's pretty cold. And this guy is actually highlighting some big truth about society as somebody who's already stigmatized from society, and he's actually talking from his perspective, from someone who got his life broken and the door is closed for him to build it back up. And when it comes to drugs, that's he got himself in a bunch of a mess, because the system is very harsh when it comes to dealing with drugs. We're talking 12 years sentence of possession. That's That's a lot. That's a lot. However, I'm not really excusing any use of any illegal substance, but possession is not as distributing, it's not as trafficking or selling. It's pretty different. Like it's different if you're fucking up yourself than going out and distributing drugs to the streets and ruining society en masse. And he says it's a possession charge, not a distribution. So 12 years, I'm not a judge, but 12 years, like damn, that's a lot.
I walked up to a woman once, asked her what time it was. I was pushing a cart. Me and my wife were pushing our cart. We had all this stuff in a grocery cart. I was pushing. I needed to know what time it was, so I went up to ask this woman what time it was. She's like, "Oh, get away from me! I don't have any money. Leave me alone." I'm like, "I don't want her." She's like, "Just get away from me. Go." I'm like, and I'm thinking, what could have this woman been through that she's so terrified of a stranger that she? What if my wife was pregnant, her water just broke, and I needed help? I mean, who knows?
That's very unfortunate, brother. That's very unfortunate, brother. But you also can't really blame the woman because the thing is, you got trapped into a category which is stigmatized because some people in that category are causing problems. Some people in that category are actually robbing people on the streets, are actually trafficking people. They're stealing money, they're robbing out of desperation. And although you're a nice person, you can't do these things. People will just pre-assume that just because you're already in that category, which is very unfortunate, and it's kind of like a trap people land on.
If I was having chest pain and I needed her to call 911, she didn't care. Just get away from me. Go. I don't got no money. She thought all I wanted was her money. I just want to know what time it was. And it hurt, man. It's like, damn. People,
It does hurt.
it's like, damn. It's humanity. So many people, what have they been through that makes them so terrified of relationships and people that they just don't want nothing to do with nobody? It's sad.
I wasn't scared of you when I saw you.
Well, but you're one in a million, you know? I mean, you're actually sitting down and talking to me, you know? Most people don't give a damn. But it's alright. You know, when it comes down to it, I came in this world by myself, and when I die, I'm going to be the only one in that coffin. And so really all I guess that matters is me, I guess. I don't know. I think people matter, but the more I'm starting to see, less and less.
You matter, bro.
I feel that way about you too, man. You matter. I mean, you care.
You
It's sad
matter.
to see that most people don't. It's just sad because there's so much beautiful things in life. There's so many beautiful things in life. Relationships are beautiful. Nobody wants relationships. Check this out. I've got over 240 some friends on Facebook. Most of them I knew from high school. I mean, I knew a lot of people. I got around, all right? 240 some people I know on Facebook. Most of them I thought were good friends from high school. Christmas Day, I Facebooked them all and I'm like, hey, it's Christmas. I haven't talked to some of y'all in over 20 years. Here's my number. Call me. Let's have a conversation. Nobody. And I posted that thing over and over Christmas Day.
That's actually very true. That's very true. And it's not only when you're homeless. Even if you're in a very fortunate status like me or like you're watching, people are not valuing relationship the way it used to be in the past. Like they're not as meaningful as it was in the past, which is very freaking unfortunate. Like it's crazy how people will prioritize their jobs, their bills, this fucking stupid structure that we are living among that got nothing, no fucking benefits for you whatsoever, that's not going to make you feel fulfilled whatsoever, than actually genuine human to human connection. Like, I don't know what's the point of life if you're just going to live in some sort of a big factory and you're going to operate as a machine. All you do is just wake up, go to the job, pay the bills, watch TikTok and sleep. And you already have a chance to meet somebody or talk to him in real life and you just say, nah, I'm too shy for that. I'm too nervous for that. And it's actually pretty true. And even the research is backing this up. Like, this is scientific. The increasing rates of anxiety and ADHD and depression is the result of the system, is the result of this thing, the phone, like you're looking at me right now. The fact that we used to interact through eye contact, through the tone of voice, through the body language. That's how we've developed for thousands and thousands of years. It's only very recently, for the last 20 years, where everything just become online. Everything is just remote. You work from home, you interact online. Now there's the fucking AI thing, which you can't even distinguish between what's real and what's not. You can't even tell if this video is an actual event or an AI, which is pretty sad to think about it. And it's actually a very unfortunate truth. And I'm struggling with that as well. Like, you have all these Instagram followers, you have all these stories, you have all these DMs, and you ask them, hey, let's go to the coffee. Nah, I'm working. Let's go to the coffee. He doesn't even fucking answer you. Like, what's the point? If I am here, you're here, we both work, we both pay the bills, and we both go home, we have each other's profiles on the phone, and nothing happens. Like, what the hell is the point of that? It's literally so freaking pointless. What the hell the system got you if you love the system so much? You prioritize the system over your personal connections. What the hell the system is getting you? What the hell your job is getting you since you love your job so much? It's actually very unfortunate. And I bet these people are having it very hard.
Nobody. And I'm talking people that ask me to be their friend. Oh, so-and-so wants you to be their friend. Well, I know this person from high school. Sure, I'll be their friend.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means people don't want relationships no more. They're so into their internet, so into their Facebook. They got.
That's true. That's true. It's not only for you, bro. It's for me as well. It's for a lot of people as well. Like, you remember all these sweet moments in high school when you used to hang out, fun, do trouble, talk shit about people we don't like, just be teenagers. You really miss these moments. You see them on Facebook. You try to talk to them, and everybody's in his own world. Like, you feel so sad because you've left in this isolating world and all you have is just memories. And if you think about it, it's like the best moment is actually the moments when you was with the people, when you was just being a human with humans. That's exactly when you feel the realest. The rest is just a bunch of hoax. It's just a bunch of illusion. You're just in the structure operating as a machine in this big apparatus of humanity. You're just serving this role and you're gonna serve it until you die. What the hell is the point? Like, yeah, you have to work, you have to pay the bills, you have to contribute to society, but for you to forget the real human elements in you, this is actually, it's pretty sad, really. It's pretty sad.
It's their idol. Internet's become an idol, man. It's like people don't want relationships. They want the kind of relationships where they can be who they want to be and be who they are. You know, instead of being who they are, be who they want to be and pretend to be. Oh yeah, I'm 6'4" and I got dark hair and blue eyes and big shoulders, but then I can't ever meet this person because I don't look like that, you know? And most people on these internet relationships, man, a girl, my high school sweetheart, I hooked up with her on Facebook, contacted her, hey man, let's meet. Well, she gave me her number, she's like, well look, just text me, I really don't have time for conversations no more. She'd rather go text back and forth for 2 hours, texting back and forth, instead of having a 10-minute conversation that could have summed it all up. People don't want conversations. They don't want nothing no more. I don't know what they want. But this world sucks, man. The way that people see it.
No, he's actually exposing the truth that most people, or the normal society people, are kind of overlooking, or they're knowing the information, but for them it's just a bit too cliche, just a bit too... It's too much for it to be taken seriously because, yeah, it is what it is. Everybody's on his phone. It is what it is. Back to my job. No one really have that kind of realization like this guy, which is actually very true. Like, the world is very different than how it was. And you can say it's different in a good way because we have a lot of privilege. Like, this online world, I think the internet is a hell of a privilege. It's a miracle in itself. But the sacrifice we are making for this privilege is very big as well. Because you feel like it's stripping out the meaning of life in a way. Like, what's the point of all of this if we're just going to live around this system? You feel like you're just a hamster in a cage, literally.
Really?
Totally agree.
Yeah,
I mean, but
I'm just trying to make the world a more better place, man, a more beautiful place. And if music and art can do it, and somebody appreciates it, that's all that matters. If I can make a difference in one person's life, that's all that matters.
You made a difference in my life.
Praise God. I mean, hallelujah.
You did. Well, me sitting here with you if you hadn't.
Yeah.
Because you were playing your guitar when I walked up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's a positive difference, you know. We can all make a negative influence in somebody's life, but if we can be a positive difference in somebody's life and make them just think for a minute, maybe there is something worth caring about.
That's a very great point. Like, this guy is spitting facts, bro. This guy is spitting wisdom. Because it's actually a very, very good way to look at the world. And it's leaving a positive difference just because. Like, without having any reason for you to do that. Just live a positive difference and just try to affect someone positively. And actually, you're changing my life as well. Because before this, I was just overthinking. What the hell am I gonna start with? I wanna start my channel, but I have no ideas. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm just been overthinking this for months. Literally. Until I've seen this video, I'm like, you know what? I might actually start with that. This guy blessed me with the privilege of actually giving me the first step in my content endeavor and giving me a good idea to start with. So thank you for that, bro. Thank you for existing. Now it's easier for me to make a second video and a third one and a fourth one and get started with this thing that I've already wanted to start with for all this time. And I don't know what the hell I was doing throughout the last years, but here we are. So yeah, welcome to my channel. That's what I'll be doing. Without further ado, see you in the next one.